This tutorial is going to cover creating a tactical laser for your UMP45 for Halo Custom Edition. This has been done a few times in the past, but never very well. Most people just create a cylinder of geometry and texture it with a semi-transparent red color, and that's just the extent of it. We're going to do things a little bit differently here. So I'm going to start by creating a cylinder. I'm going to set this to 1 by right-clicking the arrows, change this to 8, and I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. Oops, there we go. The goal of this laser will actually be to be a functional part of gameplay. So we're actually going to be replacing our reticle by doing this. What we're working on right now is simply the model of the laser pointer. Anyway, so what we're working on right now is simply the model of the laser pointer itself. So I deleted half the faces here. Now I'm just grabbing these bordering faces. I'm going to hold down Shift and drag them in to extrude. And we're just going to extrude them right into the gun here. I'm going to scroll down here to make planar. I'm going to choose the Y-axis. I'm going to right click and hide unselected real quick. I'm going to go to vertex. I'm going to target weld these unnecessary verts out of the way. In fact, on the back here, we don't even need these, so I'm just going to target weld all of this stuff. Let's see. Alright, now unhide all. I'm going to go ahead and select this face right here and choose Inset. And then Extrude. I'm going to smooth these faces here, unsmooth the end piece, and I think that's about as far as I'm going to go with the model here. It's a little bit small, so let's grab it and scale it up. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to go down to Unwrap UVW, Edit. I'm going to open up my material editor, and I'm going to give this the same material ID. Actually, let's see, I shouldn't have switched to Unwrap yet. I'm going to give all of these faces the same ID as my attachments, like my suppressor and such. And then I'm going to apply that texture. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to Unwrap, Edit. Over here I'm going to click this drop down and choose attachments.tif. Go to View, turn off Show Grid. And then I'm going to select these faces right here, uncheck Normalize Map, and do Cylindrical X. Alright, move that out of the way a little bit. Grab both of these and do Planar Z. Rotate that up to there, and then just sort of line it up. I'm not really going to put a whole lot of effort into the unwrap on this. So scale that down. Put it about there. Alright, now I'm going to select these faces around this extruded part and choose cylindrical X again and scale that down. Okay, now I'm going to grab the end cap here and do planar X again. And let's see, I'm going to put that right over top of this piece right here. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to grab the remaining faces here on the front of this and on the back. Do planar X, and I'm just going to shrink this down and put it right about there. And oh, it looks like I missed a couple of faces there. That's fine, doesn't really matter. Alright, now go ahead and select all this stuff and put it down here inside the blue box. Alright, now I'm going to right click, convert to editable mesh. I'm going to attach this to my frame gun. You can check it here in your hierarchy. It is right there, cylinder 01. I'm just going to rename that to laser. Now I'm going to create a sphere right here on the front of this thing. I'm going to put a number sign and then type laser. This is going to be the node that we'll use for our actual laser pointer. Just make it sort of match the color of our other nodes here. And make sure that that is also attached to your frame gun. Didn't attach either of those. Something's wrong here. Okay, I don't know what was glitching up there, but it doesn't seem to be doing it anymore, so now I'm going to go ahead and attach those to my frame gun. Double check that it's in there in the hierarchy. It is. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save this model. Max script, run script, JMS exporter. Okay, and I'm going to save that over top of my old model here. Now you can go ahead and close this, save. I'm going to go to my root directory. I'm going to open up tool. I'm going to type in tool, model, weapons, \UMP underscore 45. And also need to copy that into first person models. Now I'll do the same command line, but another \and FP. Compile that. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and go back into our weapons folder here. I'm going to go to bitmaps. I'm going to select these bitmaps we have here and put them in our backups, because we're about to need to compile something. Now I'm going to open up GIMP. to do new. I'm just going to make something 256 by 256. Choose the paintbrush. You need 255 blue color and fill it in. Alright. Now I'm going to make a box up here. Exactly 1 pixel off from the wall. And I'm going to make it about 140 something by about 60. I'm going to go ahead and paint that black. And I'm going to copy and paste it and move it down to exactly 1 pixel beneath the first box. Alright. Inside this box we're going to take our spray brush here. And we're going to make a laser pointer basically. Needs to get slightly wider here at this end. Grab a lighter color, go down the middle with it. Alright, I'm going to go grab my eraser, set it to 50%, and just, oops, dang it. Okay, so I'm going to grab my spray brush, set it to entirely black, and set it to 50% opacity. I'm just going to paint over this once. Alright, now I'm going to grab this black box again, and copy and paste the exact same thing over our other black box. I'm going to save as, navigate to your weapon folder, and save this as laser.tif. Alright, now we can close that. We're going to compile this. Before we compile that, actually, we're going to open up Gorilla or Cornman, whichever you use. We're going to do new bitmap. I'm going to set this to sprites, set this to 32-bit color, and set this to default. Then we're going to save this under weapons, UMP45, bitmaps. We're going to call it laser. Now we're going to compile the bitmap that we just created, tool, bitmaps, weapons, UMP45, bitmaps. And I forgot to set my sprite budget here. Scroll down to here, and we're going to set it to, I guess, 256 by 256 and 1. Now save that and recompile your bitmap. Okay. Now we're going to do a new .particle tag. We're going to use check self-illuminated. We're going to add the bitmap that we just created. And I'll pick this up in the next tutorial.